What is awakening? What is the true purpose of this journey so often spoken about in spiritual traditions and life experiences? In this text, we will deeply explore the process of awakening, from the internal call to the transformation it brings. Divided into 4 parts, we will understand the connection between awakening and consciousness, demystify misconceptions about the topic, address the impact of the ego, and finally, discover how to integrate this experience into daily life. Awakening is not just a spiritual journey, but a profound shift that connects us to our inner purpose, dissolves illusions, and brings harmony to life. Follow along to understand how this transformation can open doors to a more conscious and aligned life. Awakening is much more than an abstract concept or an idealized state. It is a deep call that resonates within each of us. It does not arise from something we seek externally, but from a connection to an inner purpose that unites us as humanity. Awakening is the recognition that the true essence of life lies beyond the illusions created by the mind and the ego that tries to define us. At the beginning of this process, awakening may seem like a mystery, but in reality, it starts with something very simple. The moment we become aware that we are the presence behind our thoughts, not the thoughts themselves. This small shift in perception is the first step toward a transformation that encompasses all dimensions of life. The mind, once in control, becomes merely an instrument serving a higher consciousness that brings clarity and truth. Suffering plays a paradoxically important role in this process. Although it is something the ego tries to avoid at all costs, it is precisely through conscious suffering that transformation occurs. When we stop resisting pain and accept it as part of the human experience, we create space for the emergence of a new consciousness. This acceptance dissolves the layers of the ego that obscure our true essence and accelerates the awakening process. We share this call with all people, for it is intrinsic to human nature. It is a reminder that our deepest purpose is not to accumulate goods or status, but to transcend the limitations imposed by the mind and the ego. This inner purpose is the starting point for a life in harmony with the whole, where we find peace, even amidst challenges. Consciousness is the space where all thoughts, emotions, and experiences exist. Recognizing it as the unchanging background of everything we are is the key to awakening. It is like a mirror, reflecting everything that happens without identifying with anything. This consciousness is the foundation of presence, and presence is the natural state of being. Awakening is, therefore, a process of returning to the essence, to the I am that exists beyond time, space, and forms. It is the beginning of a journey in which internal struggle ceases, and the clarity emerges that life, in its fullness, is available right now. When we awaken, we not only find a greater purpose, but become an active part of the universal intelligence that permeates everything. Welcome to this exploration. Delving into awakening is opening the doors to a broader, truer, and infinitely more meaningful reality. On our channel, we talk about spiritual awakening and the law of attraction, so that you can achieve the life you deserve. The ego is one of the greatest barriers on the path to awakening. It is built on thoughts, identifications, and beliefs that create an illusion of separation. This illusion causes us to cling to the idea of I as something solid and distinct from the rest of the universe. This false sense of identity leads to an incessant search for validation, control, and pleasure while avoiding suffering and vulnerability. But awakening requires the opposite, the willingness to confront and transcend these illusions. The ego resists awakening because it fears losing control. It feeds on suffering, comparisons, and judgments, while simultaneously trying to avoid what it considers painful or uncomfortable. This resistance creates a cycle in which we remain trapped in patterns of thought and behavior that obscure our true essence. However, the simple act of becoming aware of the ego already initiates the process of its dissolution. When we begin to observe our thoughts and emotions without identifying with them, we create a space between consciousness and the ego, allowing the light of awakening to begin to shine. Suffering plays a crucial role here. It acts as a catalyst, exposing the weaknesses and illusions of the ego. When we resist pain, we prolong our attachment to the ego. But when we consciously accept suffering, it transforms into a gateway to consciousness. This is one of the paradoxes of awakening. By accepting what seems unbearable, we find freedom. This acceptance does not mean resignation, but a deep acknowledgement of reality as it is. Although spiritual practices can be useful in preparing the ground, they do not replace awakening itself. Techniques such as meditation, mantra repetition, or other disciplines can bring calm, focus, and even transcendent experiences. But these are only tools. True awakening does not happen as a result of effort or merit. It arises when consciousness begins to disentangle itself from the chains of the ego, regardless of external circumstances. Thus, awakening is not a battle against the ego, but a recognition of its illusory nature. When we stop fighting and simply become aware, transformation occurs naturally. The ego is not abruptly destroyed. It gradually dissolves as its influence diminishes and consciousness takes its place. It is a process that requires patience, acceptance, and a continuous presence in the present moment. Many believe that awakening is linked to mystical experiences, constant states of ecstasy, or endless happiness. However, this is a misconception. Awakening is not about reaching an idealized emotional state, but about seeing reality as it is, without the distortions of the ego. Byproducts like joy or tranquility may arise, but they do not define awakening. This journey is not necessarily easy or pleasant. Awakening requires facing uncomfortable truths and abandoning deeply rooted perceptions. It is a process that can bring resistance and even pain, but it also offers the freedom to break free from illusions. As long as we seek specific experiences or outcomes, we remain trapped in the ego, perpetuating the cycle of identification. Awakening, then, is not an experience to be achieved, but a profound shift in consciousness, where we stop seeking something outside ourselves and recognize the essence of what we have always been. Integrating awakening means living in alignment with the consciousness that emerges. This process dissolves attachment to forms and allows us to see life clearly, without the distortions of the ego. Actions are no longer driven by fear or egotistical desire and begin to reflect the inner purpose, which is the foundation for an authentic life. This transformation impacts daily life in practical ways. Decisions become clearer, challenges are faced with serenity, and the pursuit of control or validation loses its strength. Presence in the moment guides choices, allowing life to flow naturally and harmoniously. Integrated awakening transforms the individual, and, through them, the world. Awakening is a profound call that transforms our relationship with ourselves, others, and the world. It invites us to live consciously, connected to our inner purpose, and free from the illusions that limit us. This journey is not about perfection or constant happiness, but about authenticity, presence, and harmony. If this content resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. How do you understand awakening? Have you felt the impact of this transformation in your life? Leave your opinion, like the video, and subscribe to the channel to continue exploring these topics together. Your interaction is essential for us to expand this conversation and help more people on this path. The awakening is not a distant, unreachable event, but a natural process inherent to all of us. It is a rediscovery of who we truly are, beyond the layers of conditioning, fears, and desires shaped by the ego. This recognition transforms our perception of life and our interaction with it. It is as if a veil has been lifted, allowing us to see the world and ourselves with new clarity. This newfound perspective impacts every aspect of life. Relationships, work, and even mundane daily tasks take on a new meaning when approached from a state of consciousness. Rather than reacting out of habit or fear, we begin to respond with awareness and intention. This shift not only enhances our own lives, but also positively influences those around us. Awakening is not reserved for saints, sages, or mystics. It is accessible to anyone willing to look inward and confront their own illusions. It does not require extraordinary circumstances or perfect conditions, only the openness to question our own beliefs and let go of the need for control. This openness creates space for the deeper truth of our existence to reveal itself. One of the challenges of awakening is the discomfort it can bring. As we begin to see through the illusions of the ego, we may experience moments of confusion, fear, or even despair. These emotions arise because the ego resists being dismantled. It clings to its familiar patterns and narratives, even when they no longer serve us. However, this discomfort is temporary and necessary for growth. By facing it with courage and compassion, we allow ourselves to move through it and emerge stronger and more aware. Another common misconception is that awakening leads to a life free of problems or challenges. This is not the case. Awakening does not eliminate life's difficulties, but changes how we relate to them. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles to our happiness, we begin to view them as opportunities for growth and learning. This shift in perspective brings resilience and peace, even in the face of adversity. The journey of awakening is deeply personal, yet it connects us to something universal. As we awaken to our own truth, we also become aware of our interconnectedness with all of life. This realization fosters compassion, empathy, and a sense of responsibility for the world around us. It reminds us that our individual growth contributes to the collective evolution of humanity. Integration is a vital aspect of awakening. Without it, the insights and realizations we gain may remain abstract and disconnected from our daily lives. Integration involves bringing the wisdom of awakening into our thoughts, words, and actions. It means living in alignment with our inner truth and allowing it to guide us in every moment. This process requires patience and dedication. It is not about achieving a fixed state of enlightenment, but about embracing the ongoing journey of self-discovery and transformation. Each moment offers an opportunity to deepen our awareness and live more fully in the present. As we continue to explore the path of awakening, we may encounter doubts or setbacks. These are natural and part of the process. What matters is our willingness to keep going, to remain open to learning and growing. The path may not always be easy, but it is undoubtedly worth it. Awakening is not an end goal, but a continuous unfolding of our true nature. It is a journey that invites us to live with authenticity, presence, and a deep connection to the essence of who we are. By answering this call, we embark on a path of profound transformation, both for ourselves and for the world. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to reflect on your own journey. What does awakening mean to you? How have you experienced its impact in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's continue this conversation together. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content on spiritual awakening and personal growth. Your participation is invaluable in spreading this message and inspiring others to embark on their own journey of awakening.